Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. You know, I've been following General Hospital for a long time now, and I swear this week's episodes really pulled me in deep. I was sitting in my favorite chair with a fresh cup of coffee when I saw Carly Spencer looking so lost and broken. That strong, fiery woman who usually has everything under control. She was sitting on the edge of the bed, her eyes full of tears, and my heart just ached for her. She kept saying how Jocelyn would never, ever leave without saying goodbye to her family. That line hit me right in the chest. As a dad, I know exactly how that feels. When your kid's in trouble, the whole world stops spinning. Turns out, all this time, everyone thought Jocelyn was off on some dangerous WSB mission. But no, that's not what happened at all. The poor girl is missing. Straight up vanished. Carly finally figured it out, and you could see the fear written all over her face. I tell you, watching her like that reminded me of all the hard times she's been through over the years. This lady has had more drama in her life than most folks could handle, but when it comes to her children, she turns into a lioness. What surprised me the most is where the story seems to be heading. Looks like Carly's going to head over to Turning Woods to visit Jack Brennan. He may be her ex, but right now, he might be the only one who can help her understand what's really going on with Jocelyn. And here's the part that really got me smiling and shaking my head at the same time. It seems Carly and Valentin Cassadine might actually have to work together. Yes, that Valentin. The man's got his own complicated history, but both of them believe Joss was sent away on a risky WSB assignment as some kind of punishment for Carly's relationship with Brennan. Can you imagine that? Three people who don't exactly see eye to eye, having to put their heads together to save a young girl. I gotta be honest with you, this storyline is keeping me on the edge of my seat. Part of me is genuinely worried for Jocelyn. She's still so young, full of fire, just like her mama. The thought of her being taken somewhere against her will makes my blood boil. But another part of me is excited to see Carly in action. That woman doesn't quit, no matter how hard life knocks her down. I've watched her fight for her family time and time again, and I truly believe if anyone can bring her daughter home safe, it's Carly Spencer. You know how it is in Port Charles, nothing ever stays simple for long. Secrets, old grudges, and surprise alliances always seem to pop up at the worst possible time. I just hope they figure this out before anything worse happens to that sweet girl. I'll be glued to my TV every single afternoon, just like I have been for years. These characters have become like old friends to me. When trouble hits their kids, it feels personal. I find myself talking back to the screen sometimes, telling Carly to stay strong. This is exactly why I love this show so much. It's not just drama for the sake of drama. It's about love, family, and never giving up, even when the odds are stacked against you. I can't wait to see what happens next. If you've been watching too, I'd love to hear what you think about all this. These stories sure do keep an old man entertained, don't they? You know, the more I watch General Hospital, the more this storyline keeps surprising me. What really got me this week is realizing that both Carly and Valentin had it completely wrong about what happened to Jocelyn. They were so sure she had been sent off on some dangerous WSB mission as punishment for Carly's relationship with Brennan. But that wasn't the truth at all. It turns out this situation is much darker and more twisted than anyone expected. The person behind Jocelyn's disappearance is Cassius Faison, the same man who had been pretending to be Nathan West all that time, the one played by Ryan Pavey. That fellow figured out that Jocelyn knew way too much about his secrets and was starting to dig too deep into his business. So he took her. Just like that, he snatched that poor girl away. Now she's being held in a cold prison cell at Windermere, the exact same one where Anna Devane was locked up before. When I heard that, it sent a shiver down my spine. Windermere has seen so much darkness over the years, and now sweet Jocelyn is trapped there, probably scared and wondering if anyone is coming for her. As a father, this one really hits close to home. I kept thinking about my own daughter at that age, full of fire and curiosity, just like Joss. The idea of her being locked away in some old stone cell makes my blood boil. Carly must be going out of her mind with worry. That woman has already walked through more than her share of heartbreak, and now this? It just doesn't seem fair. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. Carly went straight to Turning Woods to confront Jack Brennan. And the way she spoke to him so strong and direct, you could tell she wasn't backing down for anyone. Even though Brennan is lying there pretending to be completely helpless, I swear there were moments when it looked like he was responding to her with his eyes. Turns out the man is faking this locked-in syndrome. He's playing the part of a man who can't move or speak, but it's all an act. And from what I'm seeing, he's doing it to bring down the current head of the WSB, Ross Cullum. That Cullum fellow sounds like he's been making a real mess of things. With some help from Nina Reeves, Brennan hasn't been getting those medicines that are supposed to keep him paralyzed. So underneath it all, he's probably a lot stronger and sharper than he's letting on. I keep wondering to myself, will he finally open up and tell Carly everything he knows? She deserves the truth if she's going to have any real chance of saving her daughter. Carly's been through enough lies in her life. She needs straight answers right now. The beautiful part about all this is how it's forcing people who don't normally get along to work together. Carly, Valentin, Cassadine, and even Brennan, they're all going to have to put their differences aside if they want to take down Cullum and bring Jocelyn home safely. It's actually pretty clever when you think about it. While Brennan stays stuck in that hospital bed acting like he can't do anything, he can use Carly and Valentin as his legs and eyes out in the world. They can go places and gather the information he needs without anyone suspecting a thing. It's like he's directing things from behind the scenes while everyone else thinks he's completely helpless. I tell you, this is exactly why I've been hooked on this show for so many years. Port Charles is never simple. You've got old enemies having to trust each other, long buried secrets coming back to light, and danger hiding around every corner. It reminds me that life can be like that sometimes, messy, complicated, but also full of surprising alliances when it matters most. Right now, my heart is really with Carly. She's always been such a fighter, especially when it comes to her kids. I'm hoping and praying she finds the strength to keep going. And I'm rooting hard for Jocelyn too. That girl has so much life ahead of her. She doesn't deserve to be locked away in some dark room wondering if her family has forgotten her. I'll be sitting right here in my chair every afternoon, watching every episode like clockwork. These characters have become like family to me after all this time. When bad things happen to their children, it feels personal. It makes me appreciate my own family even more. This storyline is really testing everyone, but I believe if they stick together, they just might pull off the impossible. That's what I love most about General Hospital. It shows us that even in the darkest times, love and determination can still win in the end. I can't wait to see what happens next. From what I'm seeing, he and Nina Reeves have made a pretty tight deal. He won't say a word about the injections or what she and Willow did to Drew, and in return, she stopped giving him those medicines. It's all complicated, like everything else in Port Charles. But here's what I love about Carly. She's a mother first. I don't think she'll care too much about what kind of trouble Brennan might get into. As long as he helps her find her daughter, she'll do whatever it takes. And because of that, I have a feeling the head of the WSB, Ross Cullum, might end up hearing the whole story without anyone being able to cover it up. At the end of the day, I'm really hoping this alliance works. Families being torn apart always hurts to watch, but seeing old flames and even enemies come together for the sake of a child, well, that gives me hope. I'll be right here cheering them on, just like I always do. These stories remind me that love for our kids can make people do the impossible. Can't wait to see how it all turns out.